Da, da, da. What was the thing we were saying?
Living it up.
Living it up. Living it up.
Living it up. Okay. Welcome back to Sips with
Oh,
the
we're jumping.
Cereal. Why not?
Okay. Hi,
Episode 4. Welcome back to Sips with the Cereal. I'm Jenna.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dina.
And we're just three best friends who like to get together and talk books. We would love for you to follow along with us each week, just like a book club. We'll tell you the week before what book we will be discussing so you can make sure you've read it. If you check out our Instagram, each of us likes to make art, so we will post our art interpretations for each book. Spoiler, I am to you guys, they don't care because it'll be out by the time they hear this. I have done basically nothing for
Maas,
this.
I can't. I like this book. I just can't because I don't draw people. So I'm like, what the fuck am I going to draw?
Oh my God, I tried to draw a person the other day and I was like, well, that looks like an alien. And I was like, nope.
No. And then
the landscapes, Jenna.
I started drawing and like the kids and I were all drawing together. And then they saw my fancy sketchbook and they're like, oh, I'm going to help you, Mom. And I really didn't like my drawing anyway. I was like, okay. So it's like, maybe I'll get some inspiration with their scribbles.
Oh, yeah. No, didn't help.
Fuck this drawing.
Fuck this drawing.
Like,
Oh, no.
Or spark. So,
well, see, I did draw one thing and then I was like, no, this doesn't work. So then I drew the other thing, which is what I ended up
The
the other thing is
fire.
I love it so much. Then I was like, maybe I'll just go really simple and do like an object.
So we can talk about that. Dina did, since we're speaking of it. Dina drew a beautiful Feyre sitting in front of an easel painting with her cozy sweater. We got, Velaris snowy scape background. She's in her painter studio. If you know, you know, Frost and Starlight. So very Frost and Starlight. So there you go. I would love to speak about what me and Danielle are doing, but it's garbage right now. And it could
TBD.
it could change with the
change in the wind.
Change in the wind. Just living it up. We were being extra silly before you came on, Dina, and we were just talking complete nonsense. I don't even know how that started.
I don't even know where it came from.
Someone was living it up, and I accidentally said
living it up.
Living it up. And then that just became funny.
Whenever I do that, did you watch, what show was that? Was it Boardwalk Empire? With the Libyans, the guy who came on later. Matt, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, we're doing this. We've already, episode
we're already
sliding. We're already sliding.
What is that guy's name?
Dina, no, shut up. Queen. Oh my God.
It's going to be one of those nights.
Okay. How much Prosecco have we had?
We've had 3 sips of Prosecco.
Well, it's good.
All right. Dina, I guess is what I was trying to say.
Queen Dina.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Queen of Umbros earlier. Maybe we might bring to that, Dina.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just go. Let's just say what we're doing here, right?
What are we discussing, babe?
Okay, today we're discussing A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas, which is a novella or book 3.5 in ACOTAR. So if you haven't read it yet, please pause, go read it, just because, like the cereal, we are spilling the tea.
Spill that tea, girl.
So speaking of tea,
what
are we sipping on today?
We are oh God.
Snipping?
Having it today.
The queen is snipping on.
I think I'm done. We are sipping on the snow globe. Dina, who is it in honor of?
It is in honor of our Bat Boys and their snowball fight, their annual snowball fight.
Love that tidbit.
Such a cute fact that we learned about them. I thought that was adorable.
Right?
It's like our little Christmas present for enduring the trauma and the emotional turmoil.
Mm-hmm. We deserved this book
that Sarah J. Maas loves to impose upon us. And we get 3 really hot, like 7 feet tall gay men just throwing snow at each other and then
sitting naked in
a, I think it was a steam room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a sauna type.
God, could you imagine to be the towel around?
I'd be that bench.
Oh,
Jenna's lost it.
And that's because there was no spice in this book, and you just made it. You just made the spice.
Tender loving.
No, time out. Did we read the same book?
There was tender loving.
There was sex against a wall that wrapped paintings.
Okay. All right. Yes, I forgot about that.
But when I think of this book, I don't think
spice.
Thank you. I don't think chili pepper spice. I think like
Mm-mm.
it's beautiful, like warm and cozy.
Loving
Like they're
reconnection.
they're in their honeymoon phase. They're not having like honeymoon
Reese
phase.
did say he promised to have sex with her. He said other words against the wall.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
And they did do that. And wasn't it in the sky or as well with wings?
Mhm.
Was that this book? Oh yeah, I think it was this book.
And
No, they had some good
was
sex.
it? Like, come on. Okay, can we get dirty at one point
We
real quick?
didn't even do this.
Because this was my favorite. You're right. This is so out of order. This was like one of my favorite parts. What does that say about me? That they were like having sex in the sky, flying, and something happens, and she laughs, and
Jenna.
it almost makes him finish early.
Oh yes.
While they were having sex.
Yes.
I don't know. I really like.
Okay, it's been a while since I read this book.
I mean, it's been a while for me too.
Maybe I should
but
have reread
remember
it.
Part.
I guess I should have reread that part.
I know.
Right.
I'm like lost. I'm in a whole nother series going on here. So yeah.
But in the sense of spice that Dina and I are on the same page about, it's not like there's so much going on in the world of war and everything, and then you add the extra spice and anxiety
and tension, right? Like
No, this was
loving.
Yeah, this was they're married and
they're married, they're living together, and now it's like their day-to-day.
Yeah. It was like normal day sex. Well,
not
for them.
Well,
still great.
Yeah. They're gay, of course. Still gonna have phenomenal sex.
Fantastic.
Right. All right. Anyway, guys.
Okay. Go into the summary, Danielle.
That
was all my fault. I take the blame for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Our listener who gave us that feedback is really saying tisk tisk.
Yes. We had a lovely listener give us
constructive feedback.
She said she liked it. She said she was reading along with us, and she gave us a little constructive criticism about our flow.
But then we threw it out the window just now by accident, not on purpose. We really did take it to heart.
We did.
It's just me and Danielle. I think
we have a problem.
It's just us together. We should really
did not need to know. It's all
our other podcasts. Yeah, we really should be separated. Is the problem? You go to Texas, Dina comes here.
Oh,
go to Texas? Ugh.
Why don't we just all go to Texas?
Oh, it's easier if you.
Then nothing will get done.
Nothing will get done. That's true.
I'll be eating brisket and be.
You won't be cold. You won't be cold.
Fat from the brisket. Oh,
I don't know. I think there's like a science behind only eating protein.
Probably.
All the time.
Isn't that a keto diet?
I came back a little bit less in the poundage when we visited that because I wasn't eating pasta. I was eating
we didn't eat rice.
Didn't know it was. I was just eating straight.
Maybe then it's a Central Texas thing because where I'm from, it's all salt, grease, really delicious carbs. So, I mean, I could bring y'all down here.
Any of that?
I mean, I'll take that too. It's fine.
You're like, I'm not picky.
Give me all the that. I'm okay.
All right. Tangent
again.
Okay.
Focus. We got to
start off a week from Winter Solstice and Feyre's birthday. Ta-da. It is a wonderful time of year. Jenna doesn't like having her birthday on Christmas, but maybe I don't mind.
But it's like your Feyre.
Well,
I didn't see this parallel until right now. Oh my gosh.
Feel a little connection to my girl Feyre with us both having winter holiday birthdays. I don't know if solstice is the Christmas equivalent in Feyre.
I would say so.
Yeah. Okay. It is.
Well, there we go.
They're getting gifts and stuff.
Then we're birthday twins.
You see the Christmas tree? You got one too.
Oh.
Tilted the camera just for this.
All right. So Nesta, she's like, no, I don't want to hang out with you guys. I'm moving into my own nasty apartment in the slums.
She's in a deep depression.
She refuses to see anyone. But Feyre, I feel really bad for her at this point because having a sister that I'm besties with and like Feyre is just so like she is mad at Nesta, but obviously can't be mad at her forever and wants to reconnect with her. And she's really trying. And Nesta's just
Feyre does try very, very, very hard. And Nesta's being an almighty asshole.
I know. We learn more about her.
Being gross.
She is being so dirty.
Yeah.
Nasty, dirty.
Which I think maybe isn't like her way of punishing herself for.
She's for sure punishing herself.
Sure. And we'll learn more about that.
Yeah.
Thank you, readers, for sticking with us. All right, so Feyre meets Racina, a Fey woman she came across when Hybern attacked Velaris, and she invites Feyre to use her art studio. How nice. But Feyre's like, not ready for this yet. But thank you for the offer. And this is going to continue her beautiful journey of letting herself enjoy things again and be happy because now we're not at a crazy point of time where everything's
whole time out.
Time out from the crazy.
Time out. We'll worry about the queens later.
Yeah, we'll get there. All right, Rhysand has forgiven Elaine. Thank you so much. But not Nessa for not helping her when they were a human. And I get it. He's so protective of Feyre. And he's holding a grudge. I mean, he wasn't there when they grew up. He could just see the pain and hurt that Feyre endured. So, yeah, someone has to stick up for her, even though she's trying to forgive Nessa. He still has to defend her.
Well, because Elaine is like being kind to Feyre. And like, she's starting to come around. She's like baking. And Nessa,
she's trying.
Yeah. Where Nessa's holed up in a really crummy apartment, getting drunk 24/7, having sex with random
She's not
males.
even trying with Elaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's easier for Rhysand to forgive Elaine for Elaine letting Feyre do everything when they were humans and putting herself in danger. But like, how do you forgive someone when they're not even trying?
And let's just say, Rhysand, number one, we already knew he was amazing. Even more amazing that he's letting her nasty sisters like stay there and like
mooch off them.
Off of him.
Paying for their rent.
For Nesta's stupid apartment. She's demanding rent money and he's just giving it to her.
Can you imagine the gall of demanding money?
I know.
And not like offering anything in return, not saying thank you, just like you better pay for this. So he's a gem that he just endures all that for. You know, for the love of his life.
Everything that she did in Court and Ruins and Wings, what is it? Wings and Ruins, like is just completely like ruined by this book with her. Like she just
Yeah, she was starting to make ground.
At the end, you're just like, oh yes, you and Cassian. And then when this book happened, I was just like, what the fuck?
Seriously?
Going backwards? Okay.
And we learn why.
I know.
In Silver Flames. But like honestly, like, I still don't accept it, but whatever.
All right.
Like it was like 3 steps forward, like a million steps back with Nessa.
All right. Well, and then beautiful Cassian finds Emery running the clothing shop and buys all of her winter clothes. Beautiful man, and tells her to give them to those in the village who need them most because what a gem he is. Feyre goes to Racina's studio space. Like I said before, she was too scared. And then but she does end up paint, right? Because she needs it. It's a cathartic way for her to get out her feelings. And she paints what she looked like before what she looked like when she looked into the mirror, the beast.
The Ouroboros.
The Ouroboros, yeah. So that was like what my painting my digital painting was. And I was trying to like.
Oh, it was going to be that. Oh,
yeah, you said that?
Oh. I had seen, like what I was kind of picturing was like a cracked mirror. And then like different versions of herself within the mirror. But given how difficult it was for me to draw her face from the last one, I was like,
Dina went through like 5 different versions of
But honestly, the one you landed on was fire.
Yeah.
So.
Right. I felt like that finally has some resemblance of what I picture in my head and also goes with our
fanfic.
Our fanfic. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I still like settled on her painting, and I almost drew something within her painting. Like I had like a black thing kind of going on.
I need to go back and look at it.
No, she didn't have anything on the canvas.
I didn't draw anything on the canvas, but I had at one point. Yeah.
No, but I like that you didn't have her face showing. I thought it was nice.
Right. Just like.
And it was a cozy scene.
Yeah.
Like, you're not focusing on her face and what she's thinking. You're focusing on like the atmosphere.
The surrounding. Yeah. Sorry, took a tangent there, but
no, it was beautiful. All right, and then Rhys goes to visit Tamlin at the spring court and finds it completely run down, and empty. Everybody's gone. And then someone wrote, who wrote this? He cooks for him too, right?
That was Jenna, right?
So sad and pathetic. He's like not eating.
Yeah, Rhysand was I fucking hate this guy, but damn it, I think he's starving,
man.
I think like he cooks him a meal, and I was like, oh god damn it, Rhys, you're so good.
Why do you
shithead? This utter shithead. He's like, I hate him. I'm pretty sure he's broken up
he
because
cooks for him, and then he still tells him he's a piece of shit. He tells him he deserves everything that's befallen on him, and he hopes he spends the rest of his life alone.
because of everything that he did to Feyre's sisters.
No. I mean, Totes, he sucks.
He sucks.
Totes, he sucks. I think he did have that redemption when he did help Feyre escape in Wings and Ruin. Do I think that he deserves total happiness? I mean, I think that maybe if he's remorseful enough, he can be forgiven.
Sure.
Find his own happiness. He does not need a place in Feyre's life.
No.
Well, and Rhys doesn't need to, do anything further with this. But I don't know if I want him miserable forever.
No, I'm cool with him having a redemption arc. I don't want a whole fucking book like they did with Cole.
Yeah.
No, we could
do like a novella.
A novella.
We can get it.
Or just stop telling me about Kale when you told me read it.
I'm sorry. I don't even need a novella. I would be annoyed with a novella.
Really?
But maybe just like a little like side story. And I agree. I don't want him involved in the inner circle of Feyre's life. Maybe just like, hey, he meets this random Fey chick and like she likes the beast and like and he becomes like it's not such a selfish dick and learns how to give people compliments and like ask them how they're feeling and sees if they're okay.
Yeah, self-reflection, it needs to occur.
We haven't really seen that out of old Tam Tam.
No. Yeah, exactly.
And
maybe a bonus chapter. Could we do a bonus chapter?
That would be lovely.
Like a flash.
Let's pitch that to SJM.
Hey, SJM. Bet you never heard
our bestie.
Before. This is brand new information. And I would just like to time out really quick because our fan cast is getting a lot of love. I think the last time I looked at it was at like 350,000 views.
Whoa.
And I recently saw a very, very nice, and our fan cast was like, who would we want in our like ACOTAR? And it kind of went, I don't know, our equivalent of viral. I guess that might be viral.
It's definitely anything I've ever posted in my life. It's viral for me.
Right? Yeah. We're going to say it's viral. Anyway, we had agreed that Austin Butler would be our Tam Tam. And then I saw a lovely interview of Austin Butler, and he seems so like funny with such like a little like precious soul. And I'm like, oh shit, I am so sorry, Austin Butler. Like you do not deserve to be Tamlin.
That just makes him like a good actor,
I guess. I was just like, he's hot. I've liked him in things that I've seen. I wouldn't mind seeing him.
So we're admitting Tamlin is attractive.
I'm admitting Austin Butler's attractive.
Well, I think Tamlin, in my mind, in the story, he's attractive. I don't think our favorite attractive. Maybe
he's not.
I don't think our favorite girl would bone an ugly dude.
Yeah.
Well,
true.
She wasn't really even. We talked about this before in the previous books that she wasn't even truly falling in love with him.
Yeah,
it was almost like a Stockholm syndrome falling in love.
It was a Stockholm syndrome, and it was her first taste of like freedom and.
She was a virgin. Did we ever talk about this? Was she a virgin?
No.
It was
she
like
had that one guy. Yeah.
Okay.
From the very beginning. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It was just like some human villager.
Poor guy.
That pillaged her.
The Gaston.
That pillaged her.
I did. Thank you. Dina caught it.
That was great. Villager that pillaged her.
Oh, I'm on fire tonight.
You are.
God. Oh my God. I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's just get over it.
That's definitely a sound clip right there.
And I'm feeling like a little like warm and toasty from this prosecco. Let's talk about our friends who drink.
Okay, speaking of that, Feyre and Cassian. This was in addition to the in-air sex. Feyre and Cassian getting drunk while decorating,
like finding
solstice,
the good wine too.
Yeah,
like
I know
stash.
I know Rasanne keeps the really good wine around here somewhere, and they just drank it all. I was like, those are people I could hang with. For real, let's do this.
Those are my people.
Spilling wine all over. They were sloppy, and I loved it.
Oh yeah.
And can we just like take a moment to imagine meaty, muscular Cassian with the long hair in like a winter sweater? Like what would?
Oh.
My God,
muscles busting through that sweater.
Like I'm thinking of maybe like a Henley, like just like a
Ooh.
That's hot.
Okay. Take a moment of silence for Cassian. Okay.
I would love to see him on the beach, like coming out of the water.
Any way,
Yeah.
any kind of way, this man, it's fine. So while Feyre's having a great old time with Cassian, Nesta still is spiraling. We are really spiraling. She starts drinking more and more, sleeping with more men in bars, and they're like dirty. She like
Mhm.
it's
She's
even like
finding the gross ones.
she's even
Yeah.
commenting about like how they're greasy. Like
Ugh.
no. Feyre tries to get her to come to Solstice, but she keeps refusing. Feyre's like, but I'll like pay for you rent, if you come to Solstice. Otherwise, you're
She's like, oh,
fucked."
guess what? It's due at the first of the month. Give me my money.
And she's like, I'll pay for it if you come and like celebrate my birthday and a holiday. So
That's
Roseanne
so
gets
sad. It's her birth, like, and she's already like bribing her to come.
You know,
right, like
terrible.
just like give a little bit, babe. Just give a little bit of love back.
At least that.
So let's discuss the presents because this is super fun and I loved this. Roseanne gets Feyre's birthday presents, which were like sketchbook and a scarf because it's cold and a satchel to hold all her supplies as she goes to like Rosenia's
Virginia.
studio and all that. And then Feyre's like, I think she like mind spoke. She's like, I'd love to draw you nude. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. Rasan leaves with Cassian and Azriel for a Solstice Day tradition, which we talked about, the snowball fight. Who won? I forget who won. Was it Azriel?
Oh,
And like
shit.
someone complained, like he cheats, blah blah blah.
But I thought Cassian was like, I have to win this year. I haven't won. And
yeah. Did Cassian end up winning?
so
I remember the discussion about it, but
I don't know.
oh, I'm so unprepared
But
today.
this was like a big deal because it was the first one since he came back from being under
Yes.
Azrael won.
Azriel.
It was Azure. Okay.
I knew it.
You didn't even need a reread.
I didn't.
It's all up here. It's all up here, baby.
I may not remember what I ate yesterday, but I can remember
You got
that
these books.
they had sex in the sky and Azrael won the snowball fight.
The important things.
I mean, what could be
Why
more
do-
important?
Why do you need to know what you had yesterday? Like, this is more important.
No. Yeah, so snowball fight, and which was I thought was really sweet because it was like Rasan's first like carefree thing that he did since coming back from under Amarantha, under the mountain, and they had the war with Hybern, and I'm like, good for you, Rasan. You've been through some shit.
He really has. He deserved this solstice.
Yeah, he's been through the ring.
It probably would have been nice if he hadn't met Feyre and he still would have had a nice solstice. But like, this was really like such a beautiful,
a special.
He's got his mate,
his wife.
He's got his besties surrounding him. Yeah, his fucking high lady.
He's cool. Yeah. Like, he's got boy besties, girl besties. He's awesome.
Yeah.
There's literally no one better than Rasan. No. Okay, so shock of all shocks. They're celebrating solstice. They're like all around their, I don't know if they have a Christmas tree. Their fireplace. They got their wine. Nesta shows up for their celebration. But she's like mute the whole night.
Well, she didn't have a gift for anybody, so she's just like, oh, we're just gonna sit in the corner.
Which how embarrassing. Everybody's exchanging gifts and you have nothing to give anybody.
So awkward.
And she's like,
to her defense, did she know that was a gift exchanging holiday?
I don't remember.
I feel like she didn't know that.
I don't know if she did.
New to day stuff, and she was like not really
but
embracing her famous.
Elaine knew, granted, because Elaine lives there.
Hangs out there,
and what's it called? The townhouse?
Yeah, it's the townhouse.
I think they're in the townhouse, yeah.
Yeah, the townhouse.
How big is this townhouse? But then didn't Azriel and Cassian have to
they're bunking up or something? They're bunking up right now. We'll get to why. We'll get to everything that's gonna happen. Okay, so she like goes to leave at the end of the night and takes the rent money from Feyre. And then Cassian like goes after her. He's walking down the street after her. This was so sad. He's like, trying to chat with her. She's like blowing him off. He's like presents a gift to her that it took him months and months to find. But she says she wants nothing to do with him. They have like a fight of like why she's pushing him away after obviously she like threw her body on top of him to protect him from the king of Hybern as he was dying. And she takes the present. She didn't even unwrap it yet and like throws it at him and says no. And then he gets so upset that after she scoffs and walks off, he just chucks it into the river.
Ugh.
I screamed out loud at this point.
Like, I want to know what it is.
I wanted to know,
Yes.
and I was so mad. She was so hurtful. I actually said "you bitch" out loud. I was so mad.
It's just rude.
Like, how dare you do that to this sweet man?
I know. And then after months of finding, like, I need to know what this present was and how
know.
perfect was it for her? And was it expensive or was it just something that's thoughtful? I feel like it's something that's thoughtful.
Months. If it took him
Right.
months,
I hope he fishes
thoughtful.
it out of the water one day.
I know, because we never found, like, we never found out, right?
Are you sure?
I don't
Spoiler
think
for
so.
people in the next book, we don't find out.
Google
No,
that.
I
Really?
waited for it in Silver Flames. I wish
Mhm.
that happened.
Okay, so another beautiful tidbit of information we find out
Oh.
is that all the dresses that Rasanne gifted to Feyre,
Ugh.
the Starfall dress, the dress when she goes to like under the mountain and all that stuff, were dresses that Rasanne's mother had made, and they were hers. And she had told Rasanne that one day she wanted to gift them to, his future
Mhm.
wife.
It's so beautiful.
I know.
Feyre, obviously her ovaries are screaming and she's like, I want to get pregnant and have a baby. And
We're all like, yeah, us too.
Rosanne reveals his final present to her, which is that he bought an estate for them, where she can build, like, he's like, take it, like,
Design it.
design whatever you want, make sure there's room for Amryn and Moore and Azriel and Cassian. And then he makes sure to say, build us a home with room for everyone, a bathtub built for two, and wings, and a room for a nursery.
Oh.
Just like, oh, so cute. Um, so Feyre finds out that the closed gallery that she had been like sneaking into, which I was like, that's kind of weird that you're sneaking like an abandoned building that like you don't really know what's up. The abandoned building had belonged to a woman called Polina that I believe died when
During the
the Hybern attack
Yeah.
with the adders, right? Who was with the adders?
Yeah.
And that because Feyre was the defender of the rainbow, the art row of the buildings that were all different colors, the rainbow. They gifted the studio to her parents Polina's parents to Feyre. So now it's Feyre, and Feyre decides to team up with Rosinia and open up a studio to teach children how to paint, and it'll be free for everyone, which is
so nice.
lovely.
I know.
It's a very sweet idea.
It gives her like a beautiful, noble, like hobby/career.
Yeah.
And
like
if
normalcy.
I was rich, I would do that as well. That
Yeah,
sounds
right.
great.
That sounds like a dream.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Not have to worry about money. I'm just like teaching little kids how to paint. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be like kids who have trauma.
Yes. It helps them deal
like
with
art
it.
therapy. It was like
Yeah.
art therapy studio.
Because Feyre had been using painting as art therapy for her. Even back when she was in the human world before she met Rasanne and went over the wall and all that, she would, paint like her dresser and things like that, their dining table and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's how she deals with it. So yeah, why not?
Exactly. All right, are we going to deep dive, Dina?
Yes. So as I was kind of looking at this book a little bit more, I found that a lot of people didn't really like the book. It does get a lot of hate, which I don't agree with. I actually really enjoyed this book. I felt like it was a nice little in between, a palate cleanser, just to like get us through all the trauma that we went through in the book and see it like a happier ending for them. Well, I mean, it's not really an ending, but just
right.
to the next book.
I mean, yeah, it could have ended there if we wanted to because it was happy, but
right. I mean, now we hopefully get more like deep dive into other characters too after this, and then maybe in the end get like a overall, right, of all of them and ending the story for everybody. But yeah, I actually really like this book. So it actually offers a lot of themes that we see, such as like the healing and recovery. There's certain characters that deal with it more than others. They have emotional and physical scars. So obviously Feyre and Rhysand from Under the Mountain to just the war in general. And then even Nesta, like I feel like she's not in the healing and recovery piece. She's more in the like grief and guilt part. And she's just like basically destroying herself.
Yeah.
100%.
But then I feel like the story also emphasized like the importance of allowing yourself that time to heal and then dealing with it because everyone deals with it differently. Which you kind of see like Feyre dealing with it with the painting and the art studio and that part,
Nessa's not dealing with it at all.
She's
at
avoiding.
all. Yes.
She's drowning herself, literally.
I really do feel like she's punishing herself. She doesn't feel like she's worthy, especially after what happened with her father. I think she feels really responsible. And it's just her way of like.
I'm not really sure how she feels responsible for his death, though. I get it that like when you're grieving, like you'll blame yourself for even the most crazy of circumstances, but I just don't see how that could possibly be her fault.
I mean, the father made the choice to help his daughters in the end. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but I like the theme of family and togetherness and belonging, right? They're like finding their way back into like this beautiful. I love that they all live together and they're all just like
so cute. I would love
so
to
the
live
decorating, the gift giving, like it really
Right?
like what tradition do we have here? And like I feel like Christmas time, the holidays, all that reflects that. And it's so nice to see that in their world too. Not necessarily the same way we do, but in their own way. Like
Oh,
that's
for
so
sure. It definitely seems very similar to our traditions.
Yeah.
Cute.
I like it.
And then there's also like a renewal and rebirth, just winter in general. Like it's supposed to symbolize that renewal point.
Oh, that's
and like characters moving forward. Like you kind of see that, not all of them, but most of them moving forward.
Yeah, they say that like winter is the time of like rest for like the earth and like this is the character's time of like resting after the war. They know they still have work to do with everything, but like this is like a reprieve for them. So no, that's a nice like theme and tie-in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I saw was the identity and purpose, which you see with Feyre and discovering her career or her hobby, the art thing with the kids. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we said, I think that was a really nice thing for her to discover within herself. And hopefully like the ending of the like wrapping it up for her emotional and trauma that she dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's definitely good for her purpose in life for sure.
Yeah, Feyre's definitely
not
coming.
Just the high lady.
Yeah, she's
right.
She's coming into herself completely, Feyre.
And she's still so young. So it's like
I know, yeah.
I can't imagine being that age and
the responsibility that she's had to take on.
No.
Yeah, because Reese even says to Cassian at one point, like, oh my God, I've lived so much. And Feyre, this is her, like, was it her like her 23rd birthday?
No, it was her 20.
Yeah. I was gonna say like 21, 22.
He's like, she's only lived 21 years and like she has so much life to live still. Like, I can't believe this. Like, it was like a kind of a crazy, he was like feeling a lot of guilt, I feel like, for it. Of like everything that she's been through.
Yeah, like,
right?
am I enough for her?
Yeah.
Almost questioning it, I think, but
Aww.
obviously is enough. Totally enough.
Obviously.
Totally.
It's more than enough.
Heck yeah. So listener engagement, we had put up on our Instagram. This was Dina's idea, this one. Best gift given during the winter solstice in Frost and Starlight. So we had put Feyre's painting for Rysand, which was her Ouroboros, or her version of the Ouroboros that she of herself she gave to Rysand, which I thought was kind of a shitty gift. That was my opinion.
When she gave that to him, I was like, "Ooh,"
and he was like,
really?
"Thank you." And he like cried and he was like, "Thank you for trusting me with like showing me your like inner self and like the darkest part of you." And I'm like, that's a nice way of looking at it, but I still think it's a shitty gift. But
the stick figures, it's the stick figures, isn't it? He was crying because he's sad. He's like,
I love that joke on social media where like she's a shitty artist. And
yeah,
stick figures.
I
love that.
And Reese is like, tell her she's good. Tell her she's good.
Right.
So that got 16%. Then it was Rysand's satchel and sketchbook for Feyre, which thoughtful, sweet, cute.
Yeah.
11%.
Not original, but thoughtful.
Yep.
Yeah.
this was a giant red flag for me. And when I read this, like in the book, I got the ick. Moore's gifting Cassian red silk underwear. I'm like, girl, he's not even your man. You slept with him 500 years ago and want one time and want nothing to do with him now. Put him in the friend zone and you're going to give him red silk underwear.
She's a terrible gift giver.
Horrible.
I thought that
they
was
all like put her gifts aside in a
red
box
flag.
every year. That's just like, oh, thanks.
And then our man Azrael, that sweet silent man.
Who knew he was this beautiful and thoughtful?
Oh, I had a feeling.
Some men are just terrible gift givers.
Nah, our ass. He's silent in the shadows, always observing. He gave Nesta, of all people, showing his true heart, a silver wand that lights up because he knows that she's a reader and it's like a book light. And it like can light up wherever. And it's so freaking thoughtful.
She was so taken back. She goes, you gave me a gift. And then when she saw it, she like burst into tears, right?
Yeah, I think so. So Roseanne's satchel was 11%. More silk underwear was 21%. Really
Come on, people.
Really?
Did the guys vote on this one? I feel like the guys voted on
did
because they don't really understand.
Right?
Yeah, we should check and see.
Or the horny girls. I don't know.
Right. Oh, yeah.
They just want to see Cassian in that red.
In the red.
I wouldn't hate that.
And then Az's silver wand got 53%, which is accurate.
Agreed.
Agreed. Good job, people. Good job. And also, can we just talk about how Azrael also gave Feyre paints from the continent, which was really hard to get? He had to like fly his little fine ass all the way there. Sorry, Dina.
I'm getting mental pictures here.
Elaine like is finally getting out of her like what's catatonic state, and she's like, I baked everybody cookies.
I know. In with the help, like
Blake.
She doesn't like. She's always in the kitchen, dawn to dusk, because she's in the kitchen.
That's her way of healing. She's just either
she's a good cook.
She's either in the garden making things grow, healing the earth, or she's cooking and feeding people, which I guess is symbolic.
I mean, they smelled good.
They said it smelled good.
Well, on the table, they said it smelled good.
Again, it's like the whole stick figure thing, but Elaine and her baking.
I don't say anything. She's like very fragile. She's very fragile. Don't tell her.
Imagine if she like mixed up the salt with the sugar and everything's disgusting. So we gave this book 4 goblets, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like wasn't the whole 5. It was very good. It's what a novella deserves, you know?
Yeah.
Do we agree?
I
agree.
Yeah. Agreement.
All right, Dina, you came up with this beautiful segment that I'm obsessed with. Go for it, girl. Because I actually tell you.
Well, okay. So it was partially a Joseph suggestion.
No.
Yes.
Fine.
So the other night we were hanging out and he's like, you know what? I liked Did Not Need to Know would do like a wind down right after the thing. He's like, y'all should do that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, our episodes tend to run long, but maybe at least for the shorter ones or, you know, just to add something in there, like maybe we could do a shorter segment. So I was kind of thinking like, well, what will we talk about? We kind of like do tangents throughout. And I thought, oh, well, what if we call this segment like On the Nightstand? And we just talk about either our current reads or what's on our nightstand to read and just kind of give listeners like a preview of maybe upcoming episodes or what maybe they might want, like book recommendations. So girls, what is on your nightstand?
All right. Well, Jenna has a bazillion things on her nightstand.
Yeah.
I mean, books, ladies.
Yeah. No. Books.
Dina!
Now, I have always been like, I need a physical book in hand.
Yes.
Now that, like, you know, when you can't sit and read because you have to do housework and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And now I did the Black Friday sale and I did get a bunch of what's the light? What's it called?
Lights Out.
Lights Out. Jenna told me like the 18
You got that one?
pretty much. I haven't started it yet because I'm finishing Powerless, which is also awesome. Love it. But that's more romantic-y. Like,
Kai Azar every day.
Honestly, it's the voice actor. Like you can't.
Don't you want to like? I literally clicked on his name in Audible. I was like, "What other books have you done? I need to listen to everything."
When you find a good voice actor, that's it. But one thing on my nightstand that I need to finish is the Throne of Glass series. On Crowns of Midnight, but I want to finish the Housemaids. The last.
Did you see? There's another one coming out.
There's
the
a
Housemaid Wedding.
No, I have the third one. I
I
had it
didn't
on hold
finish.
at the library because Jenna's been holding it hostage.
I
And then I
know.
didn't get it, so I have to go back.
I didn't finish the third. Even my daughter was like, "You didn't finish that yet?"
I
I'm
know,
like,
they told me.
I started it and then I got distracted with other
It's a
things.
really
other
good
things.
series,
It
but
is. I liked it.
mhm.
Well, then we started becoming like ARC readers, like at
Yeah.
advanced early, what the heck is it called? Advanced reader copy.
Advanced reader copy. Yes.
And like, I'm like, oh, I got a lot of books I got to read now. So I'm like listening to Audible when I'm
Mhm.
driving to work, and then I'm reading physical at
I
home.
know.
I'm like, listen, my hobby is very busy,
Time consuming.
very time consuming. So yeah, our ARC reader I'm reading is Trial of Bronze and oh shit,
Blood.
Yeah,
Blood. Thank you.
Bronze and blood. Yes.
Yes, and we will do a little tidbit on it when me and Dina are done reading it. But the Audible that I'm reading, and I love a dual narration, but this is my first step into dark romance. This is my very first one. And I follow this one like book talk guy who's so funny. He's like, if you're scared to get into dark romance, do Lights Out. And I had been seeing other things
Oh.
like Lights Out, and I was like, oh, sounds scary. And he's like, do this because it's like a comedy with the dark romance. And so I listened to like
the
preview of it, and I was like, okay, I know that voice actor. He does a lot of Amy Jimenez books on Audible. I like him. He's got a great voice. And I know Laura Horowitz is the other Audible, and like she's gotten a lot of like she's like famous on Audible as well. So I was like, okay, I'm down. I'll try. Worst comes to worst, I shut this off because it's too intense for me. Guys, it's so hot. I'm 3/4 of the way in, and they just got to one spicy scene. Then I'm like, okay, this might be where it's a little too.
You said it's hard to read around people and stuff, right?
Well, yeah. So like I'm like at work with earphones when I'm like typing up reports. I'm like obviously not with treating kids, and I'm like. I'm like, this is really sexy. I should not be turned on at work right now. This is very bad. And like in the car, I'm like texting my husband. I'm like, so tonight, like
Get ready.
Home yet? Did you get home from work yet?
Well, he works from home, so I'm like, do I have time on my lunch break? Do I have time?
Wow.
It's
Hey, Matt, you
super
listening?
like it's all if they're not having
He's
sex,
like, get that on her nightstand right now.
yeah. So it's like Navessa Allen. It's called Lights Out. And if they're not talking about sex, they're having sex or vice versa. But now we're in like, I'm in 3/4 of the book. Something really dark happened. Also, like the dirtiest sex scene ever happened. And I'm like, okay, this might be where it gets a little too much for me. And I'm like, if this is comedy dark romance, I don't know if I can handle like straight up dark romance because like so this,
okay.
Well,
now I'm scared.
Warning.
TBD, read those triggers. I'm okay, but I still can step back and be like, this might be too much. But the other stuff, super hot.
Okay.
Guys, boys, super hot. I'm like turned on and then I'm laughing the next minute because it's so funny. And then I'm like, this is really fucked up that I think this is funny. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like Dina's too like pure and beautiful to read this book. I feel like you would read this book and you'd be like, I don't think I want to be friends with Jenna anymore.
You'd be so red, I'm sure. Not that I've read.
Really? Oh.
I'm like, I got to the point where it was like, this might be too much for me. I'm like, oh my God, I told Dina and Danielle about this book. They can't read this and know that I've read this.
They're gonna judge you. We're gonna judge you. No.
We would never.
So hard.
You would never judge.
Oh my God.
Leader.
But I was like, what does this author look like? So I was like, I went on a rabbit hole last night of her Instagram and everything. And she was like reading like reviews and like it was like 5 stars, but I need therapy now. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, now I'm kind of intrigued. So
like he's a stalker, but like he's a good guy. Like if you took
is it like 50 Shades of Grey or
no, it's way worse. If you like take away all his red flags, he's like all
of his red flags.
He's like really great boyfriend material.
That doesn't sound that no, how could that even be?
It's like if a non-threatening man broke into your house to have sex with you. Okay,
is this kind of like the whole attracted to what's his name from Scream.
Okay. So yeah, if Billy from Scream actually wasn't a serial killer, it would
Okay.
and like had like maybe like 100 pounds of pure muscle and was covered in tattoos, that would be him.
Okay.
Dina,
So I get
saw
you.
your face, Dina. I saw your face. You're interested now.
I get you. That's what I'm gonna say.
Dina was like, I'm sorry, muscles and tattoos.
I'm in. Say no more.
Oh boy.
Dina, let's stop talking about what I'm reading.
Okay, yeah. What's up, Dina?
Yours.
So me and my wholesome reads. I am also on the arc read of A Trial of Bronze and Blood. I'm about 40% in, so it's taking me a little bit while because I just finished Glow today.
Oh, you did?
So
wow.
it is
Dina.
Oh my God.
That's so fast.
She's so committed.
It was an Audible. It was
yesterday.
Audible and it was on 1.5. Like I was listening really fast.
Speed that shit up.
I almost bumped it up to 1.7, but I was like, you know what? I want to hear. Huh? No. It's like when I'm driving back and forth to work.
Okay.
And on my Mondays, I like have a longer route. So I was able to get in like almost 2 hours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good. Yeah. So,
me tonight. Like, what's this? Is it you were texting me tonight? You're like, what's this? Is it this? Is it? I'm like,
wait,
like,
finish.
I just said this and this.
No.
No, I had my own little theories. I'm like, oh wait, no, it's not that. Okay, fine. But yeah, so on my nightstand is now Heat. I have the physical copy and the digital copy because or not the digital, but the Audible copy because it was only like $5 on Cyber Monday. So I was like, might as well so that I can power through because I have to know because it's like almost 800 pages.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dina, that's a great segue. Why are we powering through books?
So, super exciting news. Our next episode is going to be an interview with Penn Cole, the author of Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, and Burn of the Everflame. Like, hello.
How did we even do this, guys?
I don't know.
Heat of the Everflame Bird said that was my typo. I don't know. I don't know how this happened, but I literally burst into tears when her PA said yes. So first I was just like, I'm just gonna like
email a bunch of authors.
I literally just DM'd Penn Cole, who's like, guys, if you don't know who she is, like, first of all, wake up. Second of all, she's so famous. She like self-published these books and then they got picked up and they're running rampant because they're so good. Like Glow and Heat and then Burn's coming out. Like, oh my God.
And the physical book is actually
gorgeous.
Like, gorgeous. Anyway, I was just like, let me just DM her. Like, this will never happen. And I was like, do you want to be on our podcast? And she's like, I'd love to. Contact my PA on my website. And I was like, oh, that's sweet of her to respond. Like, and then I literally didn't respond to her, email her PA for like weeks because I was like, she's just empty gesturing. She's sweet. And then I reached out to her PA and her PA got back to me that day and was like, Penn would love to. Here's some dates and this and this and this and this. And I was like, my husband was sitting next to me and I just started crying. I was like, I don't understand how this is happening.
I think he started texting us when I was at work and I'm like walking around work and I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, what is going on? Everybody looking at me like, I'm like, like nothing. It's okay. I'm retiring.
Yeah, right. We wish. Like, but yeah, our next episode is not going to be A Court of Silver Flames. It will be an author interview. Cole. I just can't even.
Please go look her up if you haven't heard of her. Please.
At least read Spark before it comes out. Come on.
So good from the get-go. Like first chapter, you're hooked.
And you can go on our Instagram. I made a lovely reel about Luther Corbois because
I'm not done.
Take it easy. I'm just gonna say, if you love some Rhysand, you're gonna love yourself some Luther Corbois. He's a beautiful specimen of a man. If you want loyalty, if you want someone who would just tear down the world to be with you, that's your guy. God damn, he's so good. Anyway, yeah, I'll stop talking about that.
But after that, then we're gonna finish up with Silver Flames, guys. Don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then hopefully
if you
one
haven't
day
read it. So if you haven't read it, this will give you guys some time to read it.
There you go. Because
Mhm.
it is hefty. It is hefty. And maybe one day Sarah J. Maas will grace us with another book.
And I'm not a crier, and like I like, got
Did you
like
cry in Silver Flames?
yes. Remember I told you I was
Yes.
at work
Yes.
and I
Oh.
gasped. Okay, anyway.
Yes, I did too. You're right. That one part at the
Yeah,
end.
that's
Right.
the one when we met in October and I was finishing on the
Yes.
road
Yes.
and had to
Yeah.
redo my makeup.
Sorry. Yeah. Should have warned you
Yeah.
about that one.
Mhm.
Where were you at, wing leader?
Whoopsies.
The poor boys were like, what's happening to her? What's happening to her back there?
What did I text you guys today? And I was like, okay, wing leader here. You should do this and this and look at this. What did I say?
It was
doesn't
about a free copy
Oh,
from
Another free book.
yeah.
It was
It was a
another free
Daniel Jensen.
Danielle Jensen had a free book on, I guess because the Cyber Monday deal is still going, and there's a free book of hers on Audible, and I was like, done.
Yep.
You have Laura Horowitz. Was it Laura? Maybe I could be making this up. Okay. Anyway, Danielle, go on. I'm rambling.
Tangent. All right.
Ramble.
So make sure you follow us everywhere you listen. Rate and review us, please. Please follow us on Instagram at Sips with the Surreal, SURIEL. Click our Linktree bio and follow us on Goodreads. We will also put our episodes each week on YouTube, so please subscribe and like. Same name, Sips with the Surreal. And follow Creative Little Pill because she's awesome for all your podcast art and digital art needs. All right, friends.
And if you're listening to us on like Spotify, I think it's just Spotify now. Our episode art or like cover art is Dina's Creative Little Pill. So yeah. Okay, friends, keep reading
to whatever end.
Okay.
The last one was good. This one.
No, this was decent.
Okay, all right.
I liked it.
Bye.
Bye.